Our first topic today is going to be strings. I'm going to fire up Visual Studios. This will be the last time I probably walk through this. You all should be getting pretty adept at this by now. I want to go over and create a new project. I want to click on Empty Project. Next, I'm going to name this project. I'm just going to name it Strings. That's what we're talking about. And I'm going to hit Create. Source files, right click, add new item, and I want to add a C++ file. It might not hurt. I mean, even if you get more, as you get more adept at doing this, maybe if you made yourself a little note card, sometimes I get almost dyslexic, just like, what was I doing? Where was it? So I need to follow steps sometimes. So you might want to write all these steps out. Here's my editor. And again, I increased the font just a little bit more. I think I found the sweet spot. It's 16 font to show you guys. If it's still not big enough, let me know. I can go all the way up to crazy amounts, but I just wanted to find that sweet spot as far as what you can see and what I can work with. All right. So you won't have to watch me type. I went ahead and did our shell. This should be looking really familiar to all of you by now. String example behind the comments, programmer Jim Martis in the comments, include IOStream using namespace, int main with closed parentheses, then curly brackets, 2 curly brackets, and a return 0. This is our shell. On Thursday, I showed you how we declared or defined integers and characters. Today, we're going to do something called strings. Like I said, this is everything gets a lot more interesting now. So I'm going to put up here, I need another header file. And that's what this is. A header file is just a file that is already pre-written that performs a function. And this is just called string. This will allow me, because you don't want to put cout one character at a time, you want to be able to just do a whole string, a line, a paragraph, all at once. And this include string allows you to do it. All right. I want to define a string. And to do that, it's just like int or character. You type string. And let's call this movie title. Let me add an E to that, movie title. Again, my variable, which is movie title, is lowercase. That's good programming practice, is to make your variables lowercase. Next, there I defined or declared it. It's kind of interchangeable, but now I'm going to assign something to movie title. So movie title, and remember, when you're assigning something, what you're assigning to comes first. Equals. And if you remember, characters, I put in single quotation marks, put these in double quotation marks. The movie Godfather Part 2, which in my mind is the greatest movie of all time. If you've never watched it, you need to watch the first 2 Godfather movies. The third one never happened. Just ignore it. It was probably the single greatest disappointment in my life. But if you get a chance to watch the first 2 Godfather movies, do yourself a favor and take a peek. Great. Now I'm going to cout something. Cout the greatest movie ever was, and I'm gonna put a space behind was, and now I'm just gonna put in movie title. Right? Now, what I'm wanting this to do is to print out the greatest movie ever was. Then it's going to print out not the words movie title. It's going to print out what is stored at that location. All right. The Godfather Part 2. So let's give us a shot. Whoops. Almost forgot. I want to put an indel at it. Matter of fact, I want 2 lines. I want to put 2 after it. Let's print it. Local Windows debugger. The greatest movie ever was The Godfather Part 2. Everything after was is what was stored at movie title. Right? Again, I declared a string. I declared the string movie title. Then to movie title, I assigned The Godfather Part 2. This could have been incredibly long. I could have just kept typing and typing and typing, but a good practice is to keep it like short sentence like things inside a string. String can also just be 2 or 3 letters. One more thing I want to show you before I end this video. I want you to try this one before I move on to the next subject. Here I've declared movie title, and then you just saw I assigned it The Godfather. Right? You don't have to make that 2 separate actions. Right? I'm declaring the string movie title, but in the same sentence, I'm gonna go ahead and assign something to it. Right? Right? String movie title equal Hobbs and Shaw. I'm just going to change this to worst movie ever. Right? The whole purpose is, see, I've declared it and I've assigned it all in one line. This also works with ints and characters. It's always good to see the difference between declaring and assigning, but the truth is you can do them both at once in one line. So I'm declaring movie title or defining movie title, then I'm assigning Hobbs and Shaw to it all at one time. Now let's print this out. Local Windows debugger. And there you can see the worst movie ever was Hobbs and Shaw. Give this a try before you move on. There's going to be several parts today. So I would say instead of just watching all these, I would watch one, then give it a quick try, watch one, give it a quick try.